Let's think about this. Have you noticed how the conversation surrounding AI, it's either completely apocalyptic or completely revolutionary? Like there's barely anything in between. And honestly, I think part of the problem is that people are being pushed into extremes instead of thinking of it critically and calmly. Very similar to politics. And fear and hype spreads really fast. And hold on, we have got to point to all of this because both of those are extremely profitable. I read an article on Substack today that I thought was extremely interesting, and the points that the writer made in it were fascinating. The writer talked about AI hype, consciousness, manipulation, and how people misunderstand what AI actually is. But the kicker is that the entire article was written in a very emotionally charged anti-AI way. And psychologically, that matters because fear-based content impacts your nervous system. It increases emotional urgency, it raises your cortisol, it creates a stronger emotional reaction. And then usually they offer you a solution, right? And what I found really interesting and actually got me is that at the end of this article, after all of this fear and all of this anti-AI rhetoric, the writer is selling AI courses. So psychologically, what are the things that can make someone buy, raise your cortisol, stress you out, and offer you a solution? You are more likely to buy something when you're in this state of being, which kind of perfectly demonstrates my point. And that is that a lot of the content that we consume on a daily basis isn't there to help you think. It's trying to emotionally move you into a position. And that position is whatever their agenda is. That doesn't mean that the information is automatically wrong, but it does mean it's important to ask yourself, what emotional state is this content trying to create inside of me? Because AI is not magic, but it's also not nothing. It's a very powerful technological shift that people are actually trying to figure out in real time. While companies, creators, media outlets, investors are all trying to control the narrative and are all trying to monetize from it. And I think the healthiest thing that people can do right now is to consume content in a neutral state. More neutral, more intentional, journal, write, do comparisons, research, compare perspectives, summarize things in your own words. Ask yourself, what did I learn from this? Develop your own thesis. Don't automatically absorb the emotional framing of everything you're consuming online. And if something really triggers you emotionally, it might be worth asking yourself, was the goal of the content to genuinely inform me or entertain me or to emotionally activate me or make me feel something or disturb me or get me emotionally charged to do something, and why? I think the important distinction is consciously consuming versus mindlessly consuming. But what do you guys think?